Hey, what's going on? It is Paul Farmer here. This is Freedom Project Live, episode 124. This is where I share my journey online with you. Been marketing online since 2012, March of 2012. I share marketing tips, mindset tips, and just whatever else I believe will provide you some value. So, kind of going to get to this kind of quick, but yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine, and him and his business partner had done like, I think it was like 10K yesterday. They closed like 10K in sales yesterday online. And I was talking to him, and there were a lot of things that he was telling me. Like, he was really challenging me quite a bit when it came to my thinking, the way I was thinking. So, just to give you an idea of what's going on with me, okay? So I like to be real, right? And um and I don't always know what I'm going to say exactly when I'm on these, because it's live. I don't know what I'm always going to say, but I'm just going to say that he was talking to me. He was really challenging me with some things, with some ideas. As you know, if you don't know, I've been going through the Bob Procter Paradigm Shift seminar. I got the live stream. It happened a couple weeks ago. I'm still watching the recordings every single day. And, I'm really gaining understanding when it comes to how the mind works and how that affects the body and how that manifests into real things, right? Because what you can think in your mind, you can hold in your hand. So anyway, he was talking to me about all this stuff. And I was telling him, like, I'm going after my seagull. And in a previous video I did with my wife, I talked about A goal, B goal, and C goal. So just to recap, an A goal is a goal that you can achieve. You already know you can achieve it. A B goal is something that you believe you can get to. And then a C goal is like that fantasy, right? So I was telling him, I'm going after the fantasy. I'm going after my C goal, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to get there, right? So I was telling him a little bit about what I do when it comes to my business, because the guy did like 10K. Him and his business partner, they're just banging in $1,000 sales left and right throughout the day, and I'm like, wow, that's really awesome. And he's just at this really, really high frequency, really high vibration. And anyway, he was telling me things like, when I think about it, because one of the biggest hangups, okay, including myself, I'm always learning, I'm always growing, right? One of the biggest hangups for I don't know, I would say for you, for me, for just about everybody out there, is money. We have money hangups, and it just depends where we're at on our journey, what we believe we can accomplish, right? What we believe. And I know, for me personally, I've always had an issue when it comes to, I've overcome a lot, but I've always had an issue when it comes to asking people for money, right? Especially when it comes to money for me, right? Like, because I know I bring a lot of value. I know that I can help people. I can help you create an income, a full-time income online. I know I can do that because I've already done it. I already do it, so I know I can help you do that. But for the longest time, and I'm finally starting to grasp this, for the longest time, I was thinking, wow, you know what? I could take somebody who is just dead broke, like they have no money, right? The little guy, the guy that's had some bad things happen, just doesn't have any money, but has a desire to want to do better, right? And I could take them from a very low level, and I can work with them and build them up, right? And that is a dream. That is a fantasy, because in my experience, again, I've been doing this since 2012. In my experience, and there might be a few exceptions to the rule, but in my experience, when people start at the very minimal level, it's usually not because of money. It's usually because of their mindset. That's where their money mindset is. That is how they're thinking, right? They can't comprehend going bigger. It's like that's all they can do. They don't want to risk losing any money, even though they'll go spend money on pizza or stupid stuff all the time. Go buy a new TV, go buy a new phone. That's no problem. But when it comes to like betting on yourself, actually going, okay, wow, I have an opportunity here and I'm going to bet on myself. They don't believe in themselves. You don't believe in yourself, right? And I know, again, everybody struggles with this. I believe most people struggle with this. So anyway, I've become very proficient. I won't say I've hit mastery, but I've become very proficient at bringing people into my business at a low level. Like it's really not anything to me. It's a very simple thing, because in my mind, I'm like, well, it's not a lot of money they're spending. And it's just become easy for me. Okay. It wasn't always easy. I had to overcome a lot of things. I do actually teach how to do this. It's a very simple process. Doesn't require a lot, but I've really been thinking, and this really hit home when I was talking to this guy, because I was like, hey, I've kind of upped it a bit, and I really don't feel that it is in people's best interest, in your best interest, to come in and work with me at the very lowest level. And the reason is because I'm basing it on experience. I'm basing it on what I've seen. So what happens, and it's probably 95%, 97% of the people that come into, I'm just speaking from my experience, that come in, they come in at the lowest level. Again, it's a mindset thing, because if you knew you could make the money back, if you knew you could actually go out and create a full-time income and walk away from your job, if you actually believe that, then it wouldn't be an issue whatsoever. But because it's an issue, because you have that doubt, because you lack the confidence, you start at the lowest level, right? That's what we do. We start. I don't really do that anymore, but that's what a lot of people do. And he called me out on this, because I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. Like, I don't want to bring people in at that level anymore, just because I understand what it does. It sets them up to fail. And he's all, yeah, you're right. It does. It sets them up to fail, because right away they're starting off with the wrong mindset. They're starting off completely wrong, completely backwards when it comes to success. You got to stretch yourself. Remember, I talked about a seagull, right? When you stretch yourself, when you do something that's uncomfortable, when you make a decision and you don't know all the answers, you don't know exactly how it's going to work, that's how you grow. That's how things happen. And when you start at the very lowest level, the minimal risk possible, you're not stretching yourself. That's the A goal, right? You're not stretching yourself. You're not doing anything that's really going to benefit you. You're just staying where you're at. That's what's happening there. And for the longest time, I thought I was helping you. I thought I was helping people, right? And I wasn't. In fact, I was sabotaging them, allowing them to go and do that. I was sabotaging them. I was sabotaging their success. And that is the conclusion I would come up with. So anyway, I was talking to him. I'm like, look, you know what? I've kind of stopped doing that. And now when I'm talking to people, I'm letting them know it's in their best interest to start at. So in my marketing system, the link right below this video with the green check mark, that's my marketing system. That's what I've been able to make a full-time income with. That's what I use all the time. That's what I have all kinds of recorded training, live training on. That is where it's at, okay? So with that, there's like a mid-level, and then there's the all-in, right? So I've shifted my thinking from, okay, I'm helping people with this low level, which I wasn't. It didn't matter how much training I provided. It didn't matter what it was I was doing. It didn't matter if I even got on the phone, walked them through step by step for everything, because the mindset is wrong. Nothing's going to happen. They don't believe. There's no confidence, right? So they're not going to do the steps it takes to move ahead, because they don't believe it. They don't even see that it's even possible for them. So that's a problem. We're starting off all wrong from the very beginning, because they don't even believe it's going to happen for them. And believe me, that's how I started off. I started off online that way. I started off not believing, and it screwed me up forever. Like, I didn't get any results because I didn't believe. I didn't believe it was possible. I saw other people having results, but for me, I was like, nah, it's not going to happen. And I sabotaged myself every single day. I would tell myself I would be taking the actions, but because I didn't believe, it didn't happen, right? And it's so important to understand this. So I don't just say that you need to be all in just because of the money. I say it because one, it's a mindset thing, right? You have more skin in the game, and it's going to push you to do things you probably wouldn't do otherwise. Because now you want to make your investment back. You want to make your money back. You want to get into profit. You're going to be more hungry, right? Whereas if you just, let's say you have $50 in it, big deal, right? You can go spend that on anything. You can blow that real quick. It's not a big deal to you. That doesn't stretch you, right? But when you invest, I'm going to say it's an investment because it is an investment. It's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your future. And you're betting on yourself, okay? Hope you understand that. You're betting on yourself. The opportunity is there. There's many people out there that are having success. So it absolutely works, but you're betting on yourself. You're not betting on the system. You're betting on yourself, right? And the way we grow is by stretching ourselves, doing things that are uncomfortable, right? So anyway, I was telling him, like, look, I'm proud of myself because I've really been telling people, like, hey, you know what? It's in your best interest to start at this level. And that level, the level I'm talking about, total is $697.97. So under $700. What this did for me was it literally took me from $50 a week or less to $2,000 plus a week. That's what that did for me. That's why I'm so passionate about that. That's why I'm so definite. I'm like, look, how much money do you really want to make? And how soon do you want to do it? Or do you just want to play games? Do you want to stay small? Do you want to set yourself up to fail? What is it you want to do? And I say that because it's from my own personal experience. I don't make this up. It's documented. It's out there. You can go type in Power Lead System Income Proof on YouTube. You can go type in Power Lead System Proof. You're going to find my videos and you're going to see the numbers. Okay. I'm not making this up. This is a real deal. I had a guy the other day. He's like, could you verify that? Okay. So if you're in that space, if you're saying, can you verify it? You have no confidence. You don't believe in yourself at all. You don't believe in your abilities. And that's a problem. You're not ready. You probably shouldn't do anything online because you're not ready. You need to work on your belief. You need to work on your mindset. That's what you need to work on. Okay. So anyway, so I was telling him, look, I'm getting people started around $700. All right. Which is way better than where I was doing it. Why am I doing that? Because I can't help you succeed. I can't help you create more income. I can't help you create full-time income if you don't have any skin in the game. Do you understand that? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If you're watching this later, you're watching this, let me know. Let me know if that makes sense to you, okay? Because it's a concept we really do have to understand. If you have no skin in the game, you're not going to do anything. Like Bob Procter, he says, even to his relatives. He makes his relatives pay to go to his seminars. He doesn't give it to them free because he knows when you give it free, it's not perceived as any value and you're not going to do anything. That's why he does that. So he makes his relatives pay. He had a story, I think it's his in-laws, or I'm not sure who it was, but some family member. And the guy was just spending all day driving. He didn't have a car. He had to take the bus or the train or whatever to get to work, and he was just not making any money, not getting anywhere. Nothing was changing. And he told Bob, oh, it's going to change. It's going to change. And Bob Procter told him, this is the story he was telling. He's like, you're stupid. You're the stupidest guy I know. If you think that by doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's going to change, you're an idiot. That's what he told him. He told him that. And it's the truth, because doing the same thing over and over and over and never changing it is a form of insanity. So if you are continually getting started at the lowest level because you're scared, because you don't believe in it, because you don't want to bet on yourself, then it's really going to be a problem. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. I'm just being real with you. I don't know how many people tell you this, but I'm being real with you. And you got to stop doing that. You really do. So you got to stretch yourself. I'm encouraging you to stretch yourself. And going forward, that's what I'm working with. I'm working with people that want to stretch themselves. I'm working with people that I can actually help. I can't help you if all you want to do is start at the smallest level. That's just showing me right away you're not teachable. That's showing me right away that you're not in it. You know, you don't believe that it's going to work for you. And we're just working backwards. And you're going to be out the door in 30 days or less. Or less. Okay. I've seen it. I've seen it too many times. So, anyway, back to my story here. I was telling him, like, hey, yeah, you know, I'm working to get people, like, this is where things really happen for me. This is the level that really happened for me. And I made the mistake because he's like, well, is there another product? I'm like, yeah, there is. And it's $14.97. So the total will be like about $2,200. It's actually $194.97. I'm sorry, $2,194.97 to be all in, right? That's really where you want to be. That's really where it's at. That's really where you're going to make the most income. That's where you're going to learn the most. That's where you want to be positioned. That's where all the leaders are, right? And and I didn't realize I said this. I'm kicking myself because I know better, but I said that would be too hard. It'd be too hard to have people start here. Man, I'm kicking myself for saying that. And he picked up on it right away. He's all, so I see where your money mindset is. You don't believe that the value that you provide is worth that much. And I was like, wow, you know, that's powerful. That's powerful. And the thing is, I made way more than that, like way more than that. I know there's value there, but my money mindset, right? Like it plays tricks on you. And like I said, I have this thing where I want to help the little guy. And I'm realizing that I'm not helping anybody by allowing them to start with minimal risk, minimal investment. I'm not helping them. I'm not helping you by allowing you to do that. I hope you understand that. Like, I'm not helping you. And I can't get you to where you want to go if you're not even barely in the game. You know, it's not going to matter if I teach you exactly what to do if you're not going to do it, right? If you're not in position to earn, if you're not going to get the training, like it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to be working with him. He's going to teach me how to position myself so we can start doing this, you know, and I'm going to teach you. Like when I learn something, I teach my group. I have a VIP group. I teach in that group. And, you know, this marketing system I have has been a blessing, but I'm always learning, always growing, always looking to get bigger. And right now I'm focused on my C goal that I want to get to. In order to do that, I need to help a lot of people. I need to help a lot of people. I need to help people break through the barriers. I need to help people realize that they could do so much more, that they're playing way too small, you know. And I was talking to him. He's like, man, you know, I've done like 50 grand in a month. And I'm like, that's still small. I'm like, yeah, I get it. And I understand. I understand what you're saying. It is small. We got to think bigger. We got to play bigger. And we have it within us. We just got to do it, you know. So I hope that makes sense. I really do. I really hope that makes sense. But I do believe that I'm doing you a disservice when I'm allowing. And here's the thing. You know what? If you just don't have the money, I do have something else, $60. You get a great service in return. You don't really have to pay anything else. And I will still teach you. I mean, I have step-by-step training, you know, so there is an option. But for those of you, if you want to, let's say, you know, 2,000 a month, 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 6,000 a month. Let's just say that, right? If you want to get there, this is how you do it. First, you got to invest, all right, in yourself. You got to put some skin in the game. If you don't, it's not going to happen. It just isn't. And here's the thing. Okay, so let's look at just one of these, just for example, right? Let's say you went all in, right? So it's $2,194.97 for a business, for something that, I mean, I've been paid many times over that, many times over that. In my first week, when I purchased all the products, I was in profit twice what I paid. Okay, so I don't know, but what I'm saying here is you could totally, like, Bob Procter says this. It's not lack of money that's your problem. It's lack of ideas. It's lack of being resourceful. So maybe you're in a position right now. where you're like, you know what? I can't do $60. All right. It's lack of ideas, lack of being resourceful. Go sell something, put it on a credit card. If you were to put this on a credit card, do you know how much that would be like per month? Like if you were to pay the minimum, I'm not saying like to go in debt, but hey, you know what? If you want to use debt to get ahead in life, then I think that's a good idea. It's an opportunity, right? I'm not telling you to get in debt, but I'm telling you to make a decision that could change your life. That's what I'm telling you to do. It's like, okay, so it's about $20 a month. That's what you'd be paying. $20 a month. You would be positioned to make $1,520 per customer. That's not including bonuses. That's not including residual income. That's not including matching bonus. That's none of that. That's just straight up if the purchase product 1520 right there. Okay. Uh, let's look at the other one, 697.97. I mean, that's just ridiculous, to be honest. So it's less than $700. If you were to put that on a credit card, what is that, like $10, $12 a month? And people get hung up on this stuff. Like they don't see the bigger picture. And that is why you stay stuck. That is why you don't get anywhere. Because you look, you don't put it like in that perspective. Go sell something, work some extra hours, take out a personal loan, go borrow the money from a friend. There's always ways. Collect cans. There's always ways to find the money. There's always ways. You just got to get creative, and you'll hear every leader say that. I was listening to Ray Higdon this morning, and he has something called Wealth Wednesday. And he was telling people, like, look, if you can't spare a dollar, if you can't spare a dollar to share with someone else, right? So the whole point of Wealth Wednesday is changing your energy around money, right? So in order to do that, he suggests you do something in monetary form to a stranger. So he was saying, like, hey, you know what? Just take $1, put it in a diaper bag or whatever, at the store. Pay for someone's coffee, pay for someone's toll at the toll booth. Pay for someone's meal at fast food. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It can be $1, right? It's just you're changing your energy around money. And he straight out said, like, look, if you don't feel you can spare $1, if you're that hard up, sell something. He's like, I don't care. Sell your couch. It's not making you any money. Sell your TV. It's not making you any money. Sell your table. It's not making you any money. And he's like, this is the best exercise you'll ever do if you are scared of giving $1. If you have no money, it's the best thing you could ever do because it's going to change your energy around money. And I was just like, wow, that's so powerful. So yeah, I mean, and he's like, if you can't scrape up aluminum cans to give $1, you need to go do that. Like right now, you need to do that. So it's just something to keep in mind. When you give, it creates energy that's recycled. It comes back around to you many times over. You can't outgive anybody. So giving brings. It's not taken away from you. By holding on, by being fearful of losing money, you're going to lose money because that's what you're focusing on. And I like this example. Like if you have your hand open, right, you're open to receive, you're open to give. But if you have your hand closed or down, then nothing's coming in. Nothing's coming in, right? Nothing's going out, nothing's coming in. Nothing's coming in. You're not growing. You're not allowing blessings to come to you. It's closed off. So hopefully you got some value from this. I'm just letting you know where I'm at, what I'm doing. You can agree with it. You cannot. I'm sure I'm going to get some people that are going to tell me their sob stories. We all have them, right? We all have them. We just have to choose not to focus on that and look for opportunities, right? Look for how can you change your situation? What can I do? How can I get a good question to ask is how can I get the money? That's a good question to ask you because it's going to go into your subconscious. You're going to start thinking about it. You're going to come up with different ways. Ideas are going to form. Opportunities are going to present themselves. That's what's going to happen when you start asking those kind of questions. Not I can't afford it or whatever negative questions that come into your mind, it's how can I? How can I? How can I get that money? And you'll start thinking about, oh, well, I could go sell something. Well, I could put on a credit card. Or I get a personal loan. Or I could work some extra hours at work. But again, it all goes back down to desire. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want things to change? Because if you don't care, if you're happy where you're at, if you're in this comfort zone, nothing's going to change for you. It's going to be the same. So I encourage you, stretch yourself, position yourself best, put yourself in a place where you're going to win. Like, give yourself a chance. I'm telling you, like, you start for free, you start with nothing, you're setting yourself up to fail. I've seen it so many times. And I'm not the only one saying this. Like, you go out there and talk to other leaders, and they're going to say the same thing. You're setting yourself up to fail. Every single time you do that, you're setting yourself up to fail. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying someone cannot start at the smallest level, right? Or product level. They can't start. Shoot, if you have the will and you have the desire, you could start at zero. There are opportunities, okay? You could start at zero. This is all nonsense where people say, oh, there's no opportunity. I don't have any money. I can't do anything. It's all nonsense, okay? Because there are opportunities that are free. There's an opportunity. There's $7. All you got to do to get $7, I'll just say if you're in the United States, if you're in the United States, you want to get $7, go collect some cans, go sell something. Stop making excuses. This is your life we're talking about. And if you don't do something to change it, if you don't make a decision, nothing's going to change. Nothing is going to change. Do you understand that? I don't know. I know I've been really real with you today. I know I've been really upfront with you. But that's what I get so tired of seeing people struggling. Like, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. There's so much opportunity. Like, we have people all over Facebook. You have opportunities that don't cost you anything to get started. But you do have to do the work. You do have to work on your mindset. You do have to connect with human beings. But the opportunity is there. You get it? The opportunity is there if you want it. But, what I see happens is we're in our head. We don't believe it's going to work for us. We get in this really, really negative state. Like, we talked about this. My wife and I talked about this. Go back. If you're feeling worry, doubt, anxiety, any of that stuff, if you're feeling any of that, depression, if you're feeling sick, go watch that video that we did, because we talked about how your thoughts, what you're thinking about, creates. There's like two different sides you can go down. You can go down this side that's going to lead to disintegration. Like, basically, you're done. Like, it's going to lead to worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, depression, dis-ease, and then disintegration. You don't want to be there. You want to be on the other side, where it's, instead of fear, it's faith. And you get there through study. You get there through understanding. And that ends with creation. So I was watching my friend yesterday, and he's making these sales. So what was he doing? He was getting on a Facebook Live. Every time he made a sale, you get on Facebook Live and talk about it. Why? Because he's in that energy, right? Like, it's a good energy. And the best time to make another sale is when you just made a sale. That's the best time. So he's out there talking about what he's doing, how he's going to help you, all this stuff, right? And people are just lining up. I mean, that is really cool. That is really cool. But anyway, I think I've said enough today. I know it's kind of a longer one today. I think I offered a lot of value. I hope so. I hope and trust you got some value. I hope that my intention with this was to kind of stretch your mind a little bit, make you think a little bit different, so you can kind of like realize that by taking these actions, or lack of action, right, it's really harming you. It really is. Okay. So again, it's not about the money. It's about the mindset. And it's about you stepping into faith. Many great things happen when you step into faith. That's when opportunity happens. That's when you start attracting the right people to you. If you step in fear, nothing good happens. Nothing good happens. So if you're running your business in fear, in doubt and worry, you're not going to get great results. It's not going to happen. Okay. So, and I'm going to end with this. Okay. Because I like to be real. So yesterday, I wasn't having the best day. All right. I mean, I did my routine. I did everything I needed to do. I was getting plenty of calls, but my mindset was not in a good place. My energy wasn't in a good place, and I could feel it. I knew it. I knew it was off. And, I started moving over to that side of worry, doubt, fear, all that stuff. Right. But I caught myself. I became aware. I'm way more aware now than I've ever been. I'm going to continue studying this and become more aware. And what I did, and what my wife and I talked about, is to shift yourself to the other side, is to write down 10 things you're grateful for. So I grabbed a piece of paper. I wrote down, I'm so happy and grateful. And I wrote it down all the way down the page. And, after I did that, I was feeling better, and I started getting more calls. I started getting people coming in wanting to get started with me. So there really is something to that. There really is. Okay. So I know I said a lot today. I know it's not very formal. Hopefully you got some value. I appreciate you. Make it a great day.